Okay, let's take a look at this problem and see what we can find out. So there is a lot going on in this problem, and so there's going to be many steps that we have to go through. Um, so I'm going to try to go through them each that I can. The good thing is I think this question will apply to most people's problems, especially when we get near to an answer we can find. So, just the first couple things we need to look at is the fact that the angles given are, for instance, 12 degrees and 30 arc minutes. So I need to convert that into something I can use. So 30 minutes, there are 60 minutes in an hour. So we're going to say that that is equivalent to half a degree. So really, this is 12 and a half degrees. Okay. So we need to keep track of that. So we're going to use 12.5 degrees, not 12.3. Okay. It's a subtle thing, but we need to make sure that we use the right degrees, otherwise it's going to mess us up. We also have 38 degrees and 50 arc minutes. Again, we need to convert those 50 arc minutes into degrees. So this is 5/6 of a degree, and we can just use our calculator. We can approximate this. I think it's 83%. Nope. 5 divided by 6 is 83. Yeah. So that's going to be 83 repeating. I think we'll be okay if we just write something like 38.83 repeating. I'm going to keep an eye on that, that I need, that I am rounding a little bit there. And maybe near the end, I'll try to round not so much, or I'll plug in a lot of decimals. Okay, so that's the first issue, is that they give us unusable degrees. Now, the actual problem is asking for solve for h. So the answer will be what is h? That's what we're answering. Okay, we have an unknown value that we need to get to h. So we're going to have to use some uh, advanced logic to get h, because we have an unknown value. And you guessed it, it's all triangles. Okay, so what we have is we have two triangles at the same time. We have one triangle, which is 12.5 degrees, that is h tall, but it's 168 plus the unknown. So I don't know how long it is. That's annoying, but that's the deal. The other triangle, we know that it is h tall. We know that it's 38.83 repeating degrees, and here it's just x long. Okay, it's the same h, and it's the h that we're solving for. The issue is that we have this x here, and we don't know what the x is, and that's quite annoying. So somehow we have to solve, we have to come up with a way to get rid of that unknown. And that, I believe, will have to require algebra. I don't think there's a way to solve this without using algebra, or at least I haven't found one uh, since thinking about the problem. So I think I'm going to have to use algebra to do it. Um, I might even have to set up two equations of two unknowns, because that's the situation we have. What do we know? We know that the tangent of 12.5 degrees would be equal to h divided by 168 plus x. That has to be um, that has to be true. And we could also say that the tangent of 38.83 repeating degrees would be equivalent to h over x. And those are two numbers, I don't know what they are. So I have to find them somehow. Here's two equations, two unknowns. So we're going to have to use algebra somewhere to be able to do this. And this, I think, is where I'm going to slightly differ from the example. I peeked at the example to see what they do. I'm going to slightly do it, but I don't think what they do is wrong. It's just, I'm just going to do it a little bit different. But we have to do something, and I agree we have to do algebra. They're doing algebra as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called substitution. Okay. I want to get rid of x if that's possible. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rewrite this in x in terms of h. If I multiply x on both sides, divide tangent on both sides, I get x equals h over the tangent of 38.83 degrees, which is just a number. This is just a number, and this is h. So now we can take this and plug it in for x. We'll get a new equation, and in the equation, the only unknown is the height of the triangle. That's the only unknown there is. And even though it's going to be really ugly and horrendous looking, there's only one unknown. So we can solve that equation. So this will become the tangent of 12.5 degrees equals the height of the triangle divided by 168 plus x, which we know to be h over the tangent of 38.83 repeating degrees. I just need to write this down. We're about to move it again. Okay. So believe it or not, even though as ugly as that looks, we're getting a lot closer. Now we just need to solve for the height of the triangle. If we can solve the height of the triangle and move everything that's just a number to the other side, we can plug it in our calculator and we can finish this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by the tangent, by this denominator. So the tangent of 12.5 degrees times 168 plus h over the tangent of 38.85 repeating degrees equals h. Okay, you say, well, we didn't even get anywhere. We haven't even gotten any further of, I mean, this looks terrible. I can't do this. But it really is just a number times a number times a number over a number, and then we're believe it or not, getting really close. Okay. So this would be 168 times the tangent of 12.5 degrees. And then this is going to be the tangent of 12.5 degrees divided by the tangent of 38.85 repeating, or this was supposed to be a 3 way back somewhere in this problem that was supposed to be 3 repeating. And then there's an h there, and that equals h. Okay, so here comes the next step. Now what we have to do is we have to put everything that has something to do with h on one side, factor out the h, and then divide by the unknown. Okay, what I'm going to try to do is give you a general formula when I'm done, but you have to watch me walk around here a little bit to get there. So this would still be the tangent of 12.5 degrees, and this is going to equal h minus the tangent of the 12.5 over the tangent of the 38.83 repeating degrees, and that has h. And now we can factor out the h. So we get 168 tangent of 12.5 degrees equals h. Then you have 1 minus this ratio over the tangent of 38.83 degrees. and that's also in the parenthesis. And then what we're going to do is we're going to divide by this, but I've completely run out of room. So I'm going to have to buy some room here. At this point, I think I'm going to have to get rid of my triangles. Back to the pen. So now we have h equals 168 times the tangent of 12.5 degrees divided by 1 minus tangent 12.5 degrees divided by 38.83 degrees. Oops, and that's the tangent of that. Okay, that's the denominator. All right, biggest hurdle is going to be plugging in the calculator. But what I want to say is now now everybody has a formula. So here is that distance right there, and you have your two angles. And so if anybody else watches this video to the end, you now have a formula that you can plug in, and I believe you'll get your correct answer. The only thing we need to watch out for is that I did do a bit of rounding there at the end. Okay, so wake up calculator, 168 times the tangent, 12.5 degrees. Am I in degree mode? Currently I am. Be sure that you are too. Divided by 1 minus the ratio of tangents, 12.5 divided by the tangent, the tangent of 38.8. I'm going to add a few threes there because I did there. All right, and we get 51.4. You want to round that? There's your answer. You've got it. Connor's got it. Now the class has a formula. Everybody's happy and ready for the weekend. Okay. Anyway, um, it's a lot of algebra for this homework problem, but we got it. So it can be done. It can be done. The power of the triangle. All right. I hope that helps. Hope you have a good weekend. Reach out if you get stuck on any other problems.